Live coverage from the Archery Indoor World Championships here in Le Parnasse in Nimes, France, where we are getting set now for the compound women's gold medal match. And in this match, here will be the team from the United States facing the team from Mexico. And there is Team USA coming out. Christy Collin, Crystal Galvin, and Erica Jones. Of course, Erica and Christy, two of the members of the team that won the championship 2 years ago in 2012. They were #1 in the qualifying in ranking, had a round score of 1763 and are ranked 2nd in the world. The Americans defeating Poland by 12 in the quarterfinals and then edged South Africa, as we mentioned a moment ago, by 3 in the semifinals. The Americans with the highest scores here in qualifying this past week here in Nimes. And there's a good look at Team USA from left to right. Crystal Galvin, Christy Collin in the middle, and Erica Jones on the right. So 3 very, very tough customers for anybody to try to take on, especially in a gold medal match, but that's exactly what the team from Mexico will try to do. Rosalia Dominguez, Brenda Marino, and Linda Ochoa have been given the task of trying to knock off the Americans. Marino in the middle, Ochoa on the right, and Rosalia Dominguez on the left. They were #2 in the qualifying ranking, had a round score of 1749, are ranked 8th in the world. Mexico, 10 better than Ukraine in the quarterfinals, and then won a shoot-off by only 1 over Italy in the semifinals to get into this gold medal match right here. Important for Mexico to get off to a good start.
Yeah, the Americans, they don't give you a lot of room for error. So let's see what they can do.
Christy Collin will start off. Diane Watson in the coach's box for the United States. And Christy, who is back strong after taking a year off.
Nice 10, Christy, nice 10.
Right down the middle.
Solid 10.
Your shot, Crystal.
And here is Crystal Galvin, who won stage 1 on the indoor tour this winter in Marrakesh.
I'm gonna call it a 10. It's close, Crystal, it's close, okay? Yeah, it's left too.
Erica Jones, new world record holder for indoor with a 595. Superb score for a lady.
That was this week during qualifying. The irony is she lost the next day to Naomi Jones.
That's from Britain. Good shooting. Excellent. That's what we call a big wheel.
Killed the spider right there on their very first shots. The Americans come out, show they're ready to go. Marino with a 9. And here's Rosalia Dominguez, a bronze medalist 3 weeks ago in Las Vegas at the Indoor World Cup final. Shooting from the left side. A little bit low. And Linda Ochoa, 10th in the world right now, has been ranked as high as 6th in the world. Takes her time and finds the line.
1 point lead for the United States of the first 3 arrows. So let's see what the girls in the red can do.
Nice 10, Christy.
Another 10 for Christy. Christy Collin, 5th in the world 2 years ago. Her world ranking has dropped down to 32nd right now, but again, she took last year off, has come back strong.
9.
Crystal Galvin with another 9.
Both arrows were tall. Okay.
And now Erica Jones, who took 4 silver medals last summer on the Outdoor World Cup circuit.
Erica with another inside out 10.
Nice job. Good job, girls.
So a 10 for Erica Jones to finish it off.
Christy, you're
So
cool.
2 9s, 4 10s,
I just don't think
58
you can hear me
points.
all the way up there. I couldn't hear you from back here.
But Mexico can tie it up with 3 straight 10s.
No, it's fine. I just want to
9.
Tranquila, tranquila, bien.
That won't happen now.
So the best Mexico can do will be a
You know, I think sometimes it all depends on your opponents as well. If you're shooting against a really, really confident team and a strong team, the confidence, your own confidence sort of drops a little bit, and if you 10 there,
yeah, but
you tend to shoot a little bit worse than you would have against
Bien, Rosy.
a weaker team. But if these Mexicans, they're a team to reckon with as well. If they can keep it together, they can put the pressure on the Americans as well.
Two seconds to go.
Right.
Lets it fly. And there you go, right on the line. It's a 10.
On second, number
Bien,
2.
bien, bien.
Linda Ochoa milking the clock all the way down to 2 seconds before she drills the 10, and it's only a 1-point lead for the United States. Mexico hanging in there. So 58-57, the Americans going for gold right here in Nimes, France.
they want to keep you in your
And talking it over with Diane Watson, great archer in her own right. She's got 2 very experienced hands in Christy Collin and Erica Jones and Crystal Galvin. Crystal's been around a lot too. She's not inexperienced by any stretch of the imagination.
Vamos, Brenda,
So
relajadita.
3 very
Bien,
good
bien.
archers,
Yes.
but same can be said for Mexico.
Definitely. I think Crystal was just off the scene a little bit in the last couple of world events, but she's coming back strong, and she's a great archer, top-notch archer.
There is Erica Jones, who, as DP Bierman mentioned a moment ago, set the new record this week with a score of 595 in qualifying. She's been after it for some time.
Look, I think that score is going to stay for a long time, because even the men, most of the men don't even shoot that score very often or regularly. So for a lady to shoot that score on an event like this, World Championships, it's very well done. Mexico up. In desperate need of a couple of 10s there.
9 points.
Marino with a 9 to start off the second end. Brings up Dominguez, 21 years old.
10, solid 10 from Dominguez.
Rosalia picking up where she left off in Las Vegas. And now Linda Ochoa in the top 10 at 3 of the Outdoor World Cup stages last summer. Very, very consistent. A bronze medalist at the 2012 Indoor Championships in Las Vegas, and she fires at 10.
Looks like they ready to fight back.
Strong start to the second end for Team Mexico.
Nice, Christy. Nice
Good
there.
shooting by Christy there. Yesterday against Janine in the semi-finals, she had a little bit of a nerve as well. Christy struggled a bit there, but looks like she's working something and she come back very strong. 10-9 liner there.
So Crystal Galvin trying to get it inside that 10 ring. The judges will decide whether or not she has.
Nice, Erica.
And Jones
Nice
with
there.
another 10.
Same hole as the previous shot.
It looks automatic, but it's not.
No, definitely not. But you know, when there's a little hole sitting there in the paper and it's in the center, that sort of draws your eye and it sort of draws your hand towards it. So if you've got a shot out hole in the wrong place, that sometimes is more of a disadvantage than anything else. But Mexico with a solid 10 there.
Held it a long time, but it worked out for Rosalia Dominguez.
Dominguez is on the camera it's very misleading, but I think she's about 4 feet tall, 4 feet something. She's very, very short, and it's not really a disadvantage in indoor, but outdoor becomes a bit of a problem with wind. 10 for Mexico there.
That's where I think the big guys from South Africa have a nice advantage. You're big, strong archers, and you get outside and you shoot in that wind, and you have the strength.
And yeah, the wind doesn't blow you around as much as a smaller or a lighter
Nice
sort of
10,
guy.
Christy.
Christy with a 10 there for America.
Consistent Christy Collin. Setting the table for Crystal Garvin. Crystal coming off a silver medal performance at the Indoor World Cup final in Las Vegas 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
And she's off target
Fine.
just a little bit. But Erica Jones with the chance to pick her up.
Nice,
Which
Erica.
she does.
Nice.
Solid 10. You know, it's you definitely build your confidence a bit when your teammates shoots 10s. Most of the times, it takes the pressure off you a little bit, and it makes you relax a little bit more to get a better shot off. So sometimes when one of the teammates fall a bit and the other one falls right behind her, then the whole thing maybe, you know, sometimes come crashing down. But they've done very well so far. And coaches in the back as well, you know, keeping them calm. Previous match where Patrick Roux was constantly talking to the ladies and boosting their confidence and keeping them calm. And in the end, that's a big factor that creates a big turning point for the team to get the shots off better, and you know there's somebody behind you that just keeps you calm and talk you into it the whole time. And it's
Do you personally prefer that, DP?
I do, definitely I do.
Because I know some archers don't, and everybody's
Yes.
different.
Yes, it is. I think it's a personal thing. It's a preference, personal preference. But I think when mostly men don't want them, you know, don't want too much of a comment on their shooting or while they're busy shooting. But sometimes the ladies, they feel, especially for our South African ladies now, that that was the first medal match for them as a team. And I think it's important then to just have somebody there to calm them down a bit and, you know,
Talk them through that.
Talk them through and keep the nerves down a little bit. Makes a big difference.
Sometimes I think when it's just silent, that's almost distracting in and of itself.
Definitely, definitely.
You can almost hear your own thoughts.
That's the thing. And then you know, the nerves, they build up and they spike a little bit quicker when there's like nothing said or done. And it's only you and the target. So sometimes a little voice in the background helps a lot.
So a 2-point lead for Team USA. The Americans had a 1-point lead after the first end. Lead by 2 midway through the match is Brenda Marino. Eyes the target.
High 9 from
Sigues
Brenda.
arriba, Brenda.
Brenda was 9th at the World Championships outdoors in Belek last fall. And here's Rosalia Dominguez.
Bien.
10 points.
Nice shot. Well done for Dominguez, who was 9th at the Mexican Grand Prix in Playa del Carmen last year. And here's Linda Ochoa.
Yes.
Good
bien.
solid 10 from Linda.
Right on target. So 29 out of possible score of 30 points on those first 3 shots. Back to Christy Collin, the bronze medalist at Tokyo in 2012 at the World Cup final, just a little bit wide to the right.
Christy opening up the door a little bit there for the Mexicans. But it's up to them to take it or leave it.
Nice, Crystal.
Solid 10.
Nice job.
It has been a good indoor season for Crystal Garvin and for Erica Jones. who was the gold medalist at the World
10.
Cup final in
Think it's gonna
Istanbul
caught-
back in
catch
2011, and she comes
on the
through with
outside.
another 10, and the lead remains at 2.
I get caught,
USA up by 2, 146 to 144,
but at least it's kicked the right
midway
direction.
through the third end.
Bien, eso
Solid
es
10
todo.
there from Mexico.
Sí, bien.
Desperately fighting
Ahí está,
back
ya.
to make up that 2-point lead again.
Dominguez trying to keep the streak going.
Solid 10 from
She does.
Dominguez. Fighting back hard, these Mexican ladies, in the third end. Linda up with the last arrow in this end. Solid 10.
Muy bien,
Good shooting. Fighting back real hard there by Mexico.
muy bien.
Now the question is, will the Americans blink?
Now the Americans has got the opportunity to keep the door shut on the Mexicans. Let's see what Christie can do. 9 points.
Aha. So after 6 straight 10s shot by both teams, the streak comes to an end as Christy Collin posts a 9. Christy had a 9 on her first shot of the third end. Crystal Galvin had a 10, and she comes back with another 10.
Good shooting.
And Erica trying to put the U.S. up by 1.
Nice 10, Erica.
Does
Nice
just
10.
that.
Points. Good shooting. 1 point lead from the United States over Mexico. 1 round to go.
Terrific match.
Terrific match. Head to head.
Compound women's gold medal match here at the Indoor World Championships in Nimes, France. I'm Carl Arke along with DP Berman, compound archer from way down in South Africa. Long trip to get here to Nimes. Of course, it's a long way to anywhere for your team.
It's hard.
It is,
It's like
it
that
is,
light
but
right there is shining.
it's about 9 hours flight from South Africa to Frankfurt, and then just an hour and a half or two to France. But the Americans has also got a long way, unless there's obviously something, you know, hosted in America itself. But you guys got to come a long way as well to get to Europe, anywhere in Europe. I don't know how many hours flight is it, but it's definitely takes you a day or two to
I'll put it this way, DP. It's about 3 movies.
3 movies.
Yeah, 3 movies.
So it's 6-7 hours.
Actually, I think we were on our flight from Salt Lake City to Paris for about 10 and a half hours, but
All right.
not bad. But this has become the global sport, and that's part of what it takes,
Definitely.
is the ability to travel, handle the travel, and all the things that go with being away from home.
Yes.
And
definitely.
everybody's got families and
Yes.
need the support of their families to be able to go out here and do this.
Absolutely, yes.
Good look at some of the equipment, the hardware, compound archery. It's become so sophisticated, hasn't it?
It definitely does. Especially the arrows, the releases, the bows itself. It's if you take 10 years ago and the bows and the equipment 10 years ago, and you look at the same equipment today, it's almost miraculous what the guys have done to it, and it helps. You still got to hold it still though.
You mean there still is a human element involved?
There's a big human element. 10 there from Mexico.
There's the
Very-
human element right there.
That's it. And you know what? When you get to a stage like this, on this level, it's really, really the team that can keep their nerves down the best on the day. That's most likely to win the match.
And at this level, everybody's got tremendous equipment.
Definitely.
So it still comes back to the individual archer.
Definitely. If you take eliminations, I'd say any of the top 20 men, or even more than that, can end up with a gold medal in the end. That's really how good shooting by Mexico. 10, 10, 10. Fighting back really hard to make up that 1 point.
There's the trifecta for Mexico. 3 straight 10s, throwing down the gauntlet here in the 4th and final end. The crowd getting into it now. And Christy Collin
Nice 10.
needs a big
solid
shot.
10.
She got it.
She got it when it mattered.
Crystal Garvin has been consistent throughout this match.
Looking very calm there, Crystal. 10-9 liner, maybe just out. But let's rather call the judge on that one.
We'll see how critical that is in the outcome. That could be a very, very important decision for the judges.
Nice, Erica. Very
And
nice.
Erica
10.
with another 10.
Erica with a 10.
So we are tied with 3 arrows to go.
This match finishing off and looking like it could be going to a 1 arrow, depending on the last 6 arrows. 10.
Marino looked a little bit shaky there, but was able to hold it together.
Definitely, she just did have a little flinch there, but managed to pull it together again. Takes a top archer. Keep your nerves down.
Now Dominguez.
Solid 10 from Dominguez.
Throwing darts up there right now. And Mexico so far refusing to miss here in the final stretch run. 5 straight 10s. Linda Ochoa trying to run the table right now. And she
Solid
does.
10. Excellent shooting. Putting the pressure back on the United States by those 3 10s there, Mexican girls. And let's see if they can keep it up.
Yeah, Christy.
10 from Christy.
Nice job.
Fighting back equally as hard.
United States
not.
still alive.
They're not giving up. Probably the toughest team to shoot against anywhere. Indoor, outdoor, ladies and men. They just top archers. Crystal with a 9.
And you could tell when she turned away, she was disappointed as soon as she released that shot.
Definitely. There's a
Now,
it's a possible liner that looks really close. So we'll have to see what the judge says to that.
but Erica knows she's got to shoot 10.
Oh,
And
she's got a
now
9.
that 9 eliminates the possibility of that
Yes.
9-liner tying the match. And Mexico is going to take the gold medal as the USA.
I think the USA just opened the door for Mexico a little bit there, and they took the opportunity, fought back really, really hard. But let's see what the judges say for the final decision. You can see the smiles going on the Mexican girls. Dominguez, tears in the eyes.
You
Big
can
moment
see
for Mexico, yeah. Excellent shooting.
her stomach is churning right now.
Butterflies is not the word at this moment.
Oh, I'm sure. They got the magnifying glass out, very closely inspecting that shot. That was
Sometimes
a 9-liner.
Harsh on the judges to be able to make a call like that with all fingers pointing towards one decision on 1 arrow.
It's going to be about a millimeter deciding who gets gold and who gets silver.
Unreal. 1
Or if we go to a
millimeter.
shoot-off. Some anxious moments.
American agent there fighting really hard to see if she can get the judge to look a bit closer with his magnifying glass.
Cindy down there marking the target, pulling those arrows out. And again, Team Mexico.
Judge coming with a decision. Mexico.
It's Mexico.
Excellent shooting, Mexico. Well done. Well done from both teams. They fought really, really hard. Tears flowing. Really happy for Mexico. Americans did very well as well.
And Mexico earned it with 6 straight 10s in that fourth end.
They did fight back really hard. And if it wasn't for that, to put the pressure back on the United States, they probably wouldn't have done it. But excellent.
A come from behind victory for Mexico as they fell behind by 1 point after the first end, 58-57. Trailed by as many as 2 points at the midway point of this match. We're trailing by 1 after the third end, tied it up at 2:04 all midway through the fourth and final end. But Mexico is 60 points, hitting the middle of the target on the final 6 shots, and that turned out to be the big difference as the United States just came up a little bit short on a couple of their shots.
And yeah, really close line calls. We don't talk about big misses in the last 6 arrows. It was all millimeter here and there. We had 2 judge calls that just really, he had to look twice for it. So maybe a bit of bad luck as well. But in the end, excellent shooting from both teams.
Good look at the winning form displayed by Linda Ochoa and her 2 teammates, Rosalia Dominguez and Brenda Marino.